everyone, it's Alyssa and welcome to You Can Learn Math. Today is about dividing by zero. Dividing by zero. We're going to start this with just giving you the rule, then the explanation why, and then the reason why it's important to remember this fact for algebra. Okay, so very simply, very straightforward, here's the rule. If I divide anything by zero, I mean anything up here. It can be a positive, it can be a negative, it can be zero, it can be a decimal, it can be, a square root of 2, anything. It can be pi. I don't care what it is. If you try to divide by zero, you cannot do it. You will list the answer as undefined. So that's the rule. No matter what is on top, you cannot divide by zero. Anything dividing by zero, that is undefined. Okay, so there's your rule. Lock it away. Keep it solid. Now, why is that the rule? A couple of ways to look at this. Think about straightforward division. If I have 6 divided by 2, I get 3, right? I can always go backwards. 3 times 2 equals 6, right? 16 divided by 4 equals 4. 4 times 4 equals 16. And if the 0 is on top, if I'm dividing something into 0, this works fine. 0 divided by 5 is 0 because we can go back. 0 times 5 is 0. However, what if the 0 is on the bottom? Is there any number that I can put over in this little shaded box over here? Is there any number I can put here where if I multiply back times 0, I will get 6? No, because everything times 0 is 0. So no matter what number I put over there, no matter how big or small, positive, negative, you name it, I cannot multiply it by 0 and get 6. There is no number, so there is no answer. Another way to look at this is saying, what if I divide 10 by 1? I get 10. What if I divide it by 0.1? I get 100. What if I'm getting smaller and smaller here, 0.01, I get 1,000. I'm getting smaller, I'm getting closer to 0, 0.001, I get 10,000. What if it's 0.000000001? How many ones do I have there? How many zeros? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. That is going to be equal to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, up to 10 billion. As we're getting smaller and smaller and getting closer and closer to 0, this number is getting huge. It's getting massive. So from that perspective, you might say, well, if I try to divide by 0, it would be something. Would it be infinity? What would that be? So it just doesn't work from that perspective either. Those are our sort of two arguments as to why it's just undefined. The other sort of one is, what if I try to divide 0 by 0? Well, here's where there's two different arguments that you can make, and you'll get two different answers. And because you get two different answers is why this is also listed as being undefined. We can say 0 divided by 0, 0, because 0 times 0 is 0. Yes, but that's not the only answer that would work there, right? If I use that argument, if I put 6 there, 6 times 0 is 0. You're like, okay. So I could have multiple answers. I could put any number over here. So like, oh, well, that's not, I need a definitive answer, not all the answers. You could also say as argument of saying, well, 5 divided by 5 is 1. -2 divided by -2 is 1. 0.3 divided by 0.3 is 1. All numbers divided by themselves are 1. So 0 divided by 0 will be 1. That's another argument that can be made. Every other time when we're dividing something, we get a definitive answer. With this one, you can make arguments for many different answers, and they don't fit in with the rest of our mathematical rules, because there are infinite answers that you could put here and make an argument that they would be the right answer. It's left as being undefined. Yeah. It's like, yeah, that doesn't work, so it's just undefined. Now, why is this really important in algebra, more so even than in previous things? You're going to see things like, say, y equals x plus 5 divided by x minus 2. What is the domain and range? That's for another day. But it's basically saying what values of x and y will make this true. Excuse me, got the hiccups. And this being the denominator where you have x minus 2, putting aside anything else about this problem, you would want to recognize and register, 0 can't be on the bottom. I can't be dividing by 0. So when x minus 2 equals 0, that's a bad thing. We can't have that happen. This is important to remember for things, especially when you simplify, like something like this. And we say, graph this. When you get a little further in algebra, you'll realize that to simplify this, you will get y equals x, which is just a line. And once you simplify it and you're like, oh, y equals x, it's a line, so I will just draw this little line. Haha, 45 degrees. This is just a line, and I'm going to draw y equals x. There's my line. I got it. Not exactly. Because the original, which is what you're graphing, has an x in the denominator. So what if x was 0? It would cause a problem. So the graph of this would actually be, you'd have an open circle right there at 0, 0, because x can't be 0. So these are things to keep an eye out for when you're doing algebra, knowing that you cannot divide by 0. When you have problems where you have denominators and variables are in the denominators, this is a very important thing to remember and keep an eye out for. Make sure that you don't have a 0 in the denominator. I hope you enjoyed that today. If it was helpful, useful in any way, please like, share, subscribe. You know the drill. Thank you so much for stopping by. Hope you have a great day. See you later. Bye.